Snow White bombs, breaks records for the lowest live-action remake opening ever. Let me say that again. Ever.
Rachel Zegler's role in Disney's Snow White has sparked controversy and ultimately cost the company a staggering $200 billion. On a recent episode of Valuetainment, host Patrick Bet-David delved into the film's failure, specifically blaming Zegler for the movie's disastrous performance. The latest live-action remake joins a long list of Disney flops.
Lost $200 billion in the last 4 years, Vinny. $200 billion.
$100 billion
in the last 4 years.
The trend began with Dumbo, followed by Mulan, and now Snow White and the 7 CGI dwarfs. While there are many reasons for the movie's failure, the primary culprit seems to be Zegler's involvement. Patrick Bet-David discussed the statistics, audience reactions, and insights into Zegler's impact on the film.
I never want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have. I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, is Rachel Zegler done for? Patrick pulled up the critic score for Disney's Snow White, revealing a dismal box office debut. Disney's hopes for a massive return are quickly dashed as the film, with a $270 million budget, struggles to break $100 million in earnings. As of now, the movie is far from recouping its investment. According to Patrick, the statistics are clear, especially with over 100,000 IMDb reviews, resulting in a shocking aggregate score of 1.6.
Yeah, right there. Zoom in right there. That's it. 163,000 rating, of which it got 1.6, not out of 5. Like, sometimes you go to McDonald's, it's 1.6 out of 5.
Yeah.
1.6 out of 10.
That's out of 10, mind you, not 5. Even Saving Christmas, 2014, with a 1.3 rating, barely holds the record for the lowest rated film on IMDb. Could Snow White take that title? The real question is, what went wrong? Is it solely Zegler's controversies, or is there a larger agenda at play? Disney's response to the backlash is also key. The movie's release was met with skepticism, as live-action remakes often struggle, but fans were shocked when Mark Webb cast Zegler as Snow White.
The amount of, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Leave it alone. Yeah, that's it. If it ain't broke, break it. Leave these stories alone. By the way, if she never opened her mouth and she didn't do all this nonsense, people would have gone and watched the movie. They would have made their money, but then people would have been disappointed after the map.
While Zegler had earned praise for her role in West Side Story, the question arose, was she the right fit for Snow White, given that this remake was based on a classic 1937 animated film inspired by German folklore? Zegler's casting sparked heated debates, with some calling it a politically motivated decision by Disney, while others believed it was just a casting choice based on talent. Many argued that Disney should have kept the classic untouched and pushed its activism through original content.
GI instead. There you
So
go.
those guys didn't make it.
No. That guy's 6'2".
So what did they replace these guys with?
But Zegler's casting wasn't the only issue. Her political actions quickly became another point of contention. When the film was first announced in 2021, Zegler was one of the first cast members. However, her outspoken views, particularly her support for political causes like Free Palestine, began to stir trouble. Disney asked her to remove a controversial tweet to avoid damaging the film's promotional efforts, but Zegler refused to comply.
But when you come out and the freedom of speech was to condemn the very thing that you're paid to build? Are you kidding me?
Mark Platt, the film's producer, even flew to New York to meet with Zegler in an attempt to resolve the situation. It wasn't a threat to replace her, but a plea to focus on the film's success and avoid controversial distractions. Zegler's refusal to align with the marketing strategy created friction, and many fans accused Disney of mishandling the situation, with some even blaming the company for trying to suppress her free speech.
He flew to New York to reprimand an employee or a contractor who was employed on the film.
The casting of Zegler, many argue, was driven more by political motives than by genuine artistic intent. While her acting and singing skills were solid, her performance was overshadowed by her criticism of the original Snow White. Zegler publicly dismissed the 1937 animated classic, calling the prince a stalker, which only fueled further backlash. This, combined with her outspoken activism, hurt the movie's reception.
She's talented, she's attractive, she's got skill. But there are a lot of actresses in Hollywood who bring all that to the table and are not going to absolutely sabotage your work.
Patrick Bet-David criticized Zegler for what he sees as self-sabotage. Despite landing a dream role, Zegler seemed intent on undermining the very film that was supposed to launch her career. Bet David also questioned why Zegler would publicly bash the industry that gave her success. Do you think she blew her opportunity, or will the controversy eventually fade? Let us know your thoughts.